Even fictional characters have to meet their maker. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking character deaths on Netflix original series. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're taking a look at those Netflix original series where we suddenly lose a main or supporting character we had assumed would be on the show much longer. Since all the entries contain major character deaths, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Number 10, Danny Rayburn, Bloodline.
When is this gonna end?
While dances with death are part of the job description when you're a drug trafficker, we certainly didn't see this coming. Not only did John always defend his brother Danny, his demeanor was always calm, cool, and collected. Even when he grew suspicious of Danny's return to crime, he worked behind the scenes to suss out what was going on. However, it all changed when Danny took John's daughter out on a boat to give her an ominous gift. Taking this as a veiled threat to his family, he snapped, mercilessly drowning his brother.
Where's he gonna end?
Throughout the rest of the series, John slowly loses himself, obsessing over and trying to hide what happened that day.
Are you gonna end, Danny?
Number 9, Greg and Jim, Wet Hot American Summer, first day of camp.
I have time for one last question.
If the Falcon was good the whole time, why did he kill Greg and Jim? It doesn't make much sense, but when it comes to Wet Hot American Summer, that's kind of the point. Beth and Greg are coming fresh from winning a court case with the help of their lawyer, Michael Cera's Jim Stansel. Then, out of nowhere, the two are killed by the Falcon in the middle of a press conference. Greg dies in Beth's arms, and we also lose the hottest lawyer of the year. Beth does question the Falcon on the plot holes this causes, but he has a thing he needs to get to. He really can't cancel again.
I just have to go. And if I don't go now, I'm either gonna have to cancel, which I could.
Not again.
Number 8, Camino Del Rio, Ozark.
Only Marty Bird can move to Missouri and somehow convince me to partner with a bunch of rednecks.
What do you do when the big bad is defeated when you needed him most? Over the course of this crime drama, Marty gets into deep trouble with the cartel. Enter Del. He's sent to get information, and if needed, Marty's head. He eventually gains a loose trust in Marty, going along with his plan of recouping the money that was lost. He also takes the suggestion to partner with the Snells, a local crime family. During a meeting, he remarks he's shocked Marty would make a deal with the rednecks. Darlene detests the term and shoots Del point blank.
I said only Marty Bird can somehow convince me to partner with a bunch of rednecks.
And we thought Del was trigger happy. Whatever happens next, all we know is that Marty's safety net, however small, is now gone.
I want to buy that talk. You know that.
Number 7, Sarah Lynn, Bojack Horseman.
I don't like anything about me.
So many child stars cave under the pressure of a life of constant performance. Even though Sarah Lynn was fictional, the heartbreak we felt in that planetarium was anything but.
The only thing that matters is right now. This moment. This one spectacular moment we are sharing together. Right, Sarah Lynn?
Up until now, Bojack has ignored how his selfish actions affect other people. However, this time, those selfish actions contribute to the death of someone he loved. This crushes him, sending him back down a spiral that almost ends in his own suicide.
We always.
Her tragic end was hinted at throughout the show, but we were expecting a crazy death framed in a somewhat humorous light. Instead, she dies in a shockingly intimate scene, quietly with her only real friend.
Sarah Lynn?
Number 6, Anatoly Ranskahov, Daredevil.
Was that him? He'd like to have a word with you.
This scene is the definition of an overreaction. Ranskahov momentarily loses his head when he interrupts Fisk's date. By now we know Fisk is a powerful, dangerous man, so maybe barging in on his private time isn't the best idea. After his date is at a safe distance, Fisk effortlessly dominates Ranskahov. He doesn't seem to think of the consequences, just of the embarrassment he felt. To this brute, everyone is expendable, except Vanessa. He slams Ranskahov's head with a car door until it's completely crushed, along with any hope of a partnership. It's an indicator of what we can expect from Fisk for the rest of the season. Number 5, Cornell Cottonmouth Stokes, Luke Cage.
Because everybody wants to be the king.
The king has been dethroned. Cottonmouth causes trouble for Luke Cage right and left. Little do we know, he is the least of the hero's worries. In one scene, he explodes at his cousin Mariah, blaming her for the rape she suffered at the hands of her uncle.
You wanted it, Mariah. You wanted it and you know it.
She pushes him off a balcony in anger at the accusation, then violently beats him with a mic stand. Ironic, since he wanted to do music.
I did not want it!
This is a bold move by the writers, but it pays off. Not only is the death scene surprising, it also makes way for Mariah's rise to power. We're treated to a ruthless villainess that doesn't let what's in the past destroy her. Number 4, Pablo Escobar, Narcos. Though we knew Escobar was destined for a bitter end, we were not expecting him to die so early. In this scene, we're treated to not only an epic shootout, but also amazing attention to accuracy. Even his outfit is a carbon copy of the real thing. However, there are some details that are up to interpretation. The official report says he was killed by an agent, while his family says he committed suicide. The show gives us a sequence that's exciting and suspenseful, even though most of us knew the ending. However, Escobar's death does not spell the end of the series. The drug underworld is a hydra. Cut off one head, and 2 grow in its place. Number 2, Barbara Holland, Stranger Things. Every show has a fan favorite that comes out of nowhere. Adopted by everyone from the nerd to the LGBTQ+ community, Barb represents the misfit in all of us. Most of our high school lives probably resembled the bespectacled redheads, minus the imminent threat of demogorgons, of course. In just 3 episodes, she managed to steal our hearts and spawn plenty of fan works and hashtags. Her death is the breaking point for Nancy, bringing her out of the mundane and into a world that's anything but. It awakens an inner strength that was previously unseen, shocking everyone, including Nancy herself.
Screw that.
Number 2, Zoe Barnes, House of Cards.
Have you thought about what we discussed?
After Russo, we knew Frank Underwood was willing to kill to keep his illegal activities under wraps, but we still didn't see this coming. Not because Underwood isn't a monster, but because Zoe was essentially the alternate main character. She had independent plots and an extremely involved storyline, so her death shook us to the core.
And I hold myself accountable for that. Those were my choices and I can live with them.
When she dug deeper into her former lover's campaign and the schemes behind it, she essentially signed her own death certificate. Frank lures her to a train station and pushes her onto the track as a train approaches. The worst part? Frank walks away, unperturbed and unpunished. Number 1, Pusey Washington, Orange is the New Black.
Just let me talk to her! Hey, stay down with me! Come on, man!
This heavy decision left viewers everywhere shaken and disturbed. The inmates participate in a peaceful protest. Backup is called. Crazy Eyes gets scared, things get tense. Tension turns to action, and Bailey takes down Washington. This maneuver is done improperly though, and she loses her ability to breathe, eventually asphyxiating. Although an effective and poignant reference to real events, killing off a lesbian woman of color alienated a sizable chunk of the audience. Was it an effective trade-off? That's up to you to decide. But one thing's for sure, no one will ever forget Pusey Washington, with the accent à droite.
My name is Pusey, accent à droite, bitch.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.